Be nice to Steve.
Hey, I'm Steve.
You don't need the stuff.
No, I don't need
Get
this.
on stage.
So get on stage.
Step it up.
Shit, man, you cereal?
Come on, Stevie.
How's that work? So, I met Henky. Through my friend Howard. And actually, I went to high school with Johnny, and somewhere in there I met Troy and Yeti and Nay and whatnot. And I remember the first thing Henky ever called me. He called me Steveoid. He always has nicknames. They're really quick.
Steveoid,
And at the time, I was pretty vacant, so I think he was pretty accurate. And I introduced him into like a lot of things. We started doing projects together, and we went and we built some furniture together. The common thread, and it was Metal Gurus, our project. And of course, we wanted to create the slider, and you know, it was all. Yeah. So, while we were working in the shop down at Antlers Auto Repair, which is inside a Radio Cab, there's these cab drivers that come around, and there was this one guy named George Saroukas, who was an old school Greek cab driver, kind of had some shady connections here and there. And he's like, "Oh, I remember that fucker." And I'm like, "Well, how's that?" He goes, "Oh, he's that Ferengi bastard." And I'm looking at him, Ferengi? He's a Ferengi, man. And he's like, "Oh, they're from Star Trek." And a Ferengi, he's like, they were space Jews. Oh, okay. Dude had a sense of humor. It's just second to none. Oh, yeah, space Jews. I was like, yeah, you're right. So, anyway, George and Henky both passing. There's so many stories. As Howard and I were talking a minute ago, we got to come up with a list of Hankisms. There's so many Hankisms out there. He was just so quick and sharp-witted. And he believed, as everybody said, he believed in everybody. He was positive. He was creative. He always tried to mix art and soul and business. I mean, it was always a means to an end, you know, like how to connect the dots. So there was one time it was a Christmas Eve, where I had the gallery at the time, and Hank was hanging out there. At any rate, I did my family thing. We ended up meeting at the gallery, and our friend Richie, who God only knows whatever happened to Richie. So as the three of us, well, what are we gonna do? Well, we went and cruised around. There was snow on the ground. We end up at Mary's Club on a Christmas Eve. Where else are you going? So we end up closing Mary's Club. Now, as we're leaving, it's right there on Broadway, downtown Portland, snow. It is as dead as it can be. And Hank and Richie go, "Stevie, go get the truck." They both had known that I had been eyeballing. There are these lamp fixtures that have been there since pre-war. They're like, "Go get the truck." The two of them heaved this huge metal thing. Anyway, into the back of the truck, away we went. Merry Christmas. I still have that fountain at my old man's house. So if you guys want to see a pre-war...
What's your address again?
You have to come and see me about that. At any rate, Hanky, you're one of a kind, man. You brought it